Hey, what's up, guys? This is Brian with UFO Book Review, and the first book I'm going to be reviewing is UFOs and the National Security State, Chronology of a Cover-Up, 1941 to 1973. This is a book by Richard Dolan. First of all, what you're going to notice with this book is it's very large. I mean, it's a lot of pages. This is well over 400 pages of information here. So I would say that if you're interested in ufology, which is the study of UFOs, unidentified flying objects, you're definitely going to want to have this book in your collection. I'm very new to this myself. I'm an avid reader, and I read my first UFO book a couple weeks ago, but since then I've read 4 because it was so interesting. And this is just the first one I'm going to go ahead and review, just because I think from what I can tell already is this is going to be essential to your collection, or just if you just want to study the subject. Because what Richard Dolan does, in my opinion, is that he leaves speculation, for the most part, he leaves speculation out and just reports the facts as they've happened for the last 32 years. Well, not the last 32 years, but the 32 years included within this book. So basically what he's showing in this book is how the United States government, specifically the Air Force, and somewhat the CIA even, but specifically the Air Force, has shown an extreme activity in investigating and following up on UFOs and trying to figure out what they are, while at the same time trying to tell the public and the press that they don't believe that they exist, they're not real, they're imaginary, and they can be explained away very easily. And the government says that UFOs possess no threat to the U.S. at all. But what's interesting is that in this book, Chronology of a Cover-Up, Mr. Dolan, I think, very easily shows how the U.S. government has taken an active role in trying to discredit people who have seen a UFO. And in this book, there's accounts, I mean, multiple accounts, fact upon fact upon fact, of eyewitness testimony. This can be by generals, admirals, Navy captains, presidents of countries, radar operators, ground crews, pilots. I mean, you name it. People are sharing their stories in this book, what they saw, and these UFOs are many times actually seen and tracked on radar, and sometimes they are seen not only by radar but witnessed by airplanes at the same time as being tracked on radar, while being seen by multiple other aircraft. It also reports in this book a case of where one UFO was seen by 6 different aircraft at the same time, and they actually almost got into a collision with the thing. And what's interesting is, even though the Air Force says we don't believe in UFOs, they actually started a project called Project Sign, which was later called Project Grudge, and then went on to become Project Blue Book, which this covers extensively, Project Blue Book, which ended up, I think, was something like more than 20% of the cases that Project Blue Book looked at, they could not explain what it was. But then the Air Force again would say that they're all explainable and we don't think they exist and they're imaginary. But it's interesting that the Air Force would set up a body to investigate UFOs if they think they don't exist. So it's like this strange dichotomy that Mr. Dolan, I think, very adequately shows in his book here, that UFOs exist, they're acknowledged, even though the government tries to hide it away. But he gets his sources from 3 places. He gets from, like, say, Freedom of Information Act, where documents have been released or whatnot. He gets them from primary sources who actually were there and witnessed the account, or secondary sources, things. So basically 3 ways. I would give this book, excuse me, I'm getting hoarse from, I've actually recorded this a couple times because the first 2 I didn't like it. Now I'm hoarse and can't talk, so pardon me for that. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I give this book 5 stars, I think, because I think it's extremely important in its scope, the breadth of the amount of information that it covers, the detail that's there, the documentation, The fact that he leaves speculation for the most part out of it, and just, like just the facts, man, just the facts. So I think he just gives the facts for the most part. As an avid reader and new to ufology, I think this is a definite must in the historical collection of how UFOs made its way into mainstream America, and for that matter, the rest of the world. But pick up a copy of this book. I think you'll like it. Now, if you're not an avid reader, this many pages may be a little challenging for you. I mean, it can be overwhelming at times, even for me. I mean, I read a lot of books. This is a lot of information, but I think in the end it's definitely worth it, and you'll want this in your collection. You can refer back to this, or you'll be able to judge other ufology books on this one. I mean, you'll see what I mean. When you read another book and you're going to think, man, this book is horrible. That's because you've read this one, and you know what a good, well-researched historical UFO book is supposed to be. Anyway, check this book out. I give it 5 stars. Go ahead and leave me some comments in the description down in the comments section, and let me know what you guys think of the book if you've read it, or recommend a book I should read. Leave me a video response if you like, and also I'm going to put a link to Amazon down in the description so you can click on it and buy the book from Amazon if you'd like. Until next time, my friends, thanks for watching the show.